Hello, welcome to my first mod review on the channel. When I first heard about this mod, I was naturally quite excited. It is the Dystopian Diamond City mod from Final Render. I was naturally very excited to hear about this, and the prospect that it was going to be on PlayStation was very, very appealing to me. It gave the Diamond City an extra upper stand with really aloof characters and interesting ideas, and a real feel of almost Blade Runner-esque. To access it on the PlayStation, I believe there's stairs on other mods, but we have to go up in a lift. When you get up there, you do have to purchase a card to access, which is a whopping 1,200 credits to access the mod. But then things get a little tricky. There is no doubt in my mind that the 7 months work in this was worth it. It is, to look at, incredible. There's such attention to detail, it's unbelievable. But is it too much for a standard PlayStation? Well, that was the concern. With frame rate issues, problems, items popping in and out, hardware limits, and game engine limits, plain to see, unfortunately. I was hoping that the indoor cells would fare a bit better, and whilst they do, there's not so much of the lag issues that people reported early on. They even went into I was in a Final Render live stream last night, and they were mentioning it then. But he didn't want to talk about it naturally. The characters, as I say, are good and just do. There's one now just ignoring us completely. It did feel very good, and there's incredible attention to detail. But I think on PlayStation Pro you might be okay. It may run well, but one thing I found it all, whilst it looked nice, it didn't seem to serve any purpose. There was no one to trade with, no one to talk to. I mean, I was there at night time, but even in the bar I thought I could have at least been offered a drink, and that option wasn't there. So it kind of, as well as the problems with having to walk just to keep the frame rate issue down, it didn't feel that real. I tried to talk to this character and I just got things like, hey, yes, okay, standard responses. I don't know whether the shops will be trading during daytime. I would like to check it out in daytime hours just to see. The attention, as I say, the attention to detail is remarkable. You can see it all here. The amount of guns and everything on the screen, and it's just all there. But the frame rate issues. I also, at one point, I did find an invisible wall next to a Mr. Nanny or Mrs. Nanny poster, and I couldn't get past it, and it just, that sort of thing would just break the immersion completely. I don't know whether that's present on all systems. This probably won't be so bad on PlayStation Pro, but you'll see here some objects in the background where it's trying to load them all in just vanish into thin air, and then they're back again. It all felt a bit, it destroys the immersion, and unfortunately I really wanted to like this mod. I can't stress that enough. And I had such high hopes for it. On PC, on other systems, it's probably going to fare really well, and it's probably worth getting because it does add that extra bit to the, but it might be worth removing from the PlayStation, in my opinion. But if you do want to add a little bit more, you're at game end and you want a little bit more for your Diamond City, you can do this. Also, this happened in the evening when I went into the bar. Everyone just sort of gathered here by the foot of the stairs, and they didn't seem to be going anywhere, and it just seemed all a bit strange. It did seem to be working. Final Render did say to blame Sony for the problems with limitations with So there may have been with script extenders, certain issues may have been able to be fixed that you're seeing here. I don't know, but would I recommend it? Unfortunately, I couldn't. Not on the normal PlayStation anyway.